A Denver mayoral candidate who is among the leading fundraisers is also quite prolific at making obviously false claims. Andy Rougeot, a Republican who's put $500,000 of his own money into the race, is campaigning on some statements that are really easily debunked.
My name is Andy Rougeot, and I'm running for mayor to fight for Denver's future.
But mayoral candidate Andy Rougeot is currently in a battle with the truth. In just one recent interview on George Brockler's talk radio show, Rougeot racked up a whopping 7 false claims.
Because when you look at me versus all the other candidates who are all sort of career politicians, the difference is I am the only person who's saying I will enforce the campaign ban.
That's not true. Rougeot packed 2 falsehoods into one sentence. He's not the only candidate in the race who isn't a career politician. Not even close. Of the 17 candidates for Denver mayor, 2/3 of them are new or relatively new to politics. Rougeot's claim that he's the only candidate saying he'll enforce the camping ban is also not true. Here are the candidates at a recent event, raising their hands to say they'd enforce it. Here it is in bold print in candidate Chris Hansen's homelessness plan. Here's candidate Trini Rodriguez talking about expanding enforcement of the camping ban.
Whether they're ready for it or not.
Rougeot then dropped another whopper.
Because I'm the only candidate with actual business experience in this race.
Candidate Kelly Brough ran the Denver Metro Chamber of Commerce. Candidate Kwame Spearman is the CEO of Tattered Cover Bookstores. Candidate Thomas Wolf is an investment banker. Candidate Aurelio Martinez has run a restaurant and a business center. Candidate Robert Trita is a developer.
No, I've owned and operated a business in Denver for 27 years, building residential homes and commercial projects.
Speaking of building, Rougeot constructed another false claim that people who have built homes are waiting a year for a certificate of occupancy to move in.
Yeah, a year of people waiting for a stamp from the government to be able to move into a home that's already finished.
That's not true. Denver does have big delays getting building projects approved. But once the build is finished, Community Planning and Development says the final sign-off and certificate of occupancy, that comes in 1 or 2 business days. Rougeot also falsely blamed Denver's pedestrian deaths on jaywalking by people experiencing homelessness.
When we're having a spike of pedestrian deaths, mostly caused by homeless individuals cutting across busy streets.
The medical examiner statistics show that most pedestrians killed in 2022 were not homeless. Same for 2021 and 2020. The statistics Rougeot cited as pedestrian deaths include other causes of death mixed in, like suicides and falls. Rougeot's wildest claim involves Denver's matching funds for political campaigns.
So I'm proud I'm the only candidate who is not taking that funding.
That's not true. There are 4 candidates who are not getting the matching funding. Rougeot claimed without offering any evidence that there are mayoral candidates who are paying themselves salaries out of those funds. Denver Election says that would violate campaign finance law.
So we are encouraging people to pay themselves salaries for fake runs for mayor.
They're paying themselves salaries off of the matching funds?
Yes, I think it's criminal.
Rougeot wouldn't tell us who he's talking about, so we went through every campaign's expense reports. Nothing there. Rougeot then told us the money's being hidden through payroll companies. Both campaigns using a payroll company provided copies of their payroll forms for us to examine. We found no evidence to back up Rougeot's claim, which Denver Election says it would investigate if he wants to name names and put it in writing. We should acknowledge that is one of the longest fact-check segments that we have ever had on 9 News. We've been fact-checking political candidates in Colorado for years. And to be honest with you, it's the first time we've ever encountered 7 obviously false statements in a politician's single public appearance.